Hey guys, welcome back to my channel if you're new here. My name is Sydney and today we're filming in a new location in my apartment. I used to live alone but now I don't, so that's kind of necessitated the need for me to have more than one filming location because like sometimes I can kick my boyfriend out and like not feel too bad about it because he's really not doing anything of the spare bedroom that I usually film in, but sometimes he does have valid reasons to be in there and I can't justify kicking him out, but I still have to film. So we're moving things around, we're trying something new. But anyways, today's video is going to be the guessing eyeshadow palettes based on their swatches tag. I don't think it's a tag, but I believe Lauren May Beauty and Annette's Beauty Corner started this, so I have both their channels linked down below. But today's video is extra special because it's a collab with my friend, the beauty reviewer. She reached out to me a couple of days ago and was like, hey, do you want to do this collab? And I was like, yes, I was just thinking about doing this type of video. And so I'm really excited. If you guys aren't following her, definitely go check her out. She films a lot of Shop My Stash video, very similar to the content that I film, so I think if you enjoy my content, you'll probably enjoy her content. But without further ado, let's hop into the video. So basically, the whole premise of this video is to have pictures of swatches from a friend or whoever. If I was going to do this by myself, I was going to try to have my boyfriend pick out swatches, which may have been a total disaster. But basically, you're supposed to look at the picture of swatches of an eyeshadow palette and try to guess which eyeshadow palette it is linked to. So I'm really excited about this. I would love it if you guys kind of got out a piece of paper, opened the note section on your phone, and did this along with me. I'll try to give you guys enough time, even if like I know it right off the bat, to where you can guess, and or you can like type out your answers in the comments. That would be even better, so I could see if you got them all right, how it went. I would love to chat about all of that. But I'm so excited about this. I like binge watched like all the videos of this on YouTube last night when I was preparing for this video, and I'm just so excited. I think I'm gonna nail it. I won't lie. At first I was like, it'll be hard, but I watched Annette's video and Lauren's video and I guess like almost all of those palettes like right off the bat, so I'm like, we'll see. We'll see. Alright, here is the first set of swatches. Was I a little bit overconfident? Because I have no idea what this could be. It kind of vaguely reminds me of something from like Coastal Scents, but I haven't been keeping up with any of their releases lately, or maybe something from Cosmetics. I have no idea. We may have to skip that one and come back to it. Let's count how many shades there are. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16. 16 shades. I've got nothing. I have no idea. It's a cute little palette, something that I feel like I may have been really attracted towards like maybe a couple years ago, and I was more into warm neutrals and like warm colorful shades. I mean, I'm still into warm colorful shades, but like I want more than that now. But yeah, I have no idea. Right now my guesses are something from Cosmetics or Coastal Scents, so we'll come back to that one. Okay, let's move on to the second set. You guys, I know this one right off the bat. I loved this palette so much, and I didn't buy it, and I'm really kicking myself for it because it's no longer available. I was this close to buying this palette and the palette that goes along with it. There's a little hint for you guys. It's like a companion palette. But then they like, this one sold out on Sephora and the other one was still in stock, but I was like, you know what? I just want both of them. I just wanted both or nothing, so I didn't end up getting it, and I'm very sad about that. But I hope you guys had enough time to write down your answer. I believe that this is the Melt Muerte palette. I just drool over this palette and obsess over it because I think it's so gorgeous. Oh my goodness. Okay, moving on to this next one. Ooh, this is a, is this one palette? This is a very large neutral palette. I feel like, I almost want to say that this is the ColourPop, what's it called? Is it the Stone Cold palette? That's my immediate gut instinct because I can't really think of any other super large like cool toned neutral palette. Is it called the Stone Cold palette or the Stone Cold Fox palette? I feel like it's one of those two. The only other neutral palette that I can think of that's on the larger side that leans more cool toned is the Nabla Side by Side palette, and I just looked at swatches of that the other day, so I really don't think that it's this one. Yeah, I'm gonna guess the Stone Cold Fox palette from ColourPop or whatever their biggest like cool toned neutral palette is. Ooh, okay, this next one, number 4. Okay, I feel like this is ColourPop. I feel very strongly like this is ColourPop. It's got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Oh, Okay, my first instinct was to say that this was either the ColourPop Lilac You a Lot palette or the ColourPop It's My Pleasure palette, because the It's My Pleasure has that really beautiful like royal purple in it, and it also has some like brighter pink pops, but it doesn't have 9 shades, and that palette is a 9-pan palette. So now I'm kind of thinking maybe it's one of those BH Cosmetics Sweet Shop palettes. I really wasn't keeping up with that launch, so I really didn't even look into like the shade varieties or anything like that. But I vaguely remember there being one that was like pink and purple that I was like kind of interested in, but like it was a 2-second thing where I saw it and I was like, ooh, that's pretty, and then I scrolled past it and forgot about it. So kind of guessing that's where it's at right now. I'm trying to think of what other brand has released a smaller palette like this, because I feel like BH has been really the only one that's been coming out with like 8-pan palettes. It's too like brightly colored to be the Sydney Grace, oh, what's it called? The Chase Your Dreams palette. That was a purple palette that launched recently. I don't know. I think I'm gonna go with the BH Cosmetics Sweet Shop palette, but I could not tell you the name for the life of me. Ooh, okay, this next one's fun too. Okay, so, ooh, this one's hard. I'm gonna be so interested to see what these palettes actually are, because like I felt like when I was watching the other videos, I was like crushing it, and then now that I'm doing it myself, I'm like, this is harder than I thought it would be. Okay, so this palette has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 shades. Okay, part of me feels like maybe it's a Huda Beauty palette. There have been a couple of her like little 9-pans that I haven't really kept up with lately. I like barely looked at the like pastel ones, but I feel like this one's not monochromatic enough to be one of those. And I don't think that it has the right like combination of shades to be one of their like little nude palettes. I'm trying to think who else has released 9-pan palettes lately. This isn't, is this a ColourPop 9-pan? Ooh, I don't think so. I've been really slacking on ColourPop releases as well. I'm just not really, I'm not really in the market to buy a lot of makeup right now, even though I do like keeping up with it. ColourPop has not been a brand that's like super grabbed me with their releases lately. But I just don't feel like this is a color story that I remember seeing from ColourPop. I know that Lawless has recently come out with some little palettes, and I saw somebody at the March talking about them the other day, so like I'm kind of thinking like, is that one of these palettes? But the color story is very much, it's just like got something like a little bit different that I don't usually see in Lawless palettes. I feel like they're really straightforward color stories. Oh my goodness, I'm having such a hard time with this. Okay, I guess I'm gonna come back to this one because I really have no idea. Ooh, okay, moving on to this next palette. This one is really, really beautiful. It looks like it's kind of got a warm neutral color story. Okay, so this palette has 18 shades in it, which is a rather large palette. Oh my goodness. I feel like maybe I should have looked through some new makeup releases before I did this. Part of me feels, I was gonna say Charlotte Tilbury, but I feel like that's way too many shades, but it's kind of giving me Charlotte Tilbury vibes. I'm trying to think, is it a Lawless palette? Lawless has a beautiful like pinky warm neutral palette that I passed on, but I'm really interested in trying the brand, so maybe I'll try it one day. But like, I don't think this is it. These really don't look like ColourPop swatches to me. These look like swatches off of Sephora's website. Oh my goodness, I might have to come back to this one as well. Okay, moving on to number 7. This one, I'm 98% sure that this is one of the Norvina palettes from ABH. I'll give you guys a second to guess which one, but I'm pretty certain that this is volume 2. That was the predominantly blue volume. My favorite volume out of those palettes was volume 3. Not that I purchased any of them, but just like based on the looks of them, I thought volume 3 was really fun and really different. But I feel like based on all the blues in this palette, and I actually did pick one of the Norvina palettes for the beauty reviewers video, so I kind of feel like these swatches are in a similar like style. So I'm gonna go with ABH Norvina volume 2. Oh, number 8. Okay, I feel like this is such an iconic palette, or it has been for the last couple of years. It's really not my taste because I'm not a cool toned shadow girl. Well, I'm not a cool tone neutral girl. I'm trying to be a little bit better, to branch out, explore my horizons a little bit, but I think this is the ABH Sultry palette. I feel like when I first saw this palette, I was like, is that the ColourPop That's So Taupe palette? But with that pop of red, hands down, ABH Sultry. I'd be shocked if it wasn't. Ooh, this next palette is really, really beautiful as well. Okay. Gut instinct tells me that this is also one of the ABH Norvina palettes, but like the little baby one. But I think, no, it has the right amount of shadows. Yeah, I think this is the little baby mini. It's the baby mini of the volume 3, but I don't think that's actually like the name of it. I have no idea what the actual name is, but I think that's what this palette is. It has those really, really beautiful pops of green and some orange and pink. I feel like a lot of people were not a big fan of this color story, and it's a little bit difficult. It's not like one of those palettes where you can like throw a dart at the shadows and like whichever one you land on, pair those two on your eyes and it's going to come together beautifully every time. I feel like these shadows take a little bit more thoughtful placement, and it's maybe not as beginner friendly as some of the other ABH palettes that we've seen, but I thought this was a really, really gorgeous color story, and it was on my wish list for a very long time. Okay, you guys, so this is a beautiful little rainbow palette. It looks like it's mostly matte with 2 pops of shimmer. I feel like for some reason I want to say Sample Beauty, even though I couldn't tell you what the palette name was or anything like that. I just feel like Sample Beauty has come out with a lot of those smaller, more curated, colorful palettes lately, and this definitely gives me those vibes. Or maybe Suva Beauty? I feel like maybe they just came out with a colorful palette that was about this size as well. I think I'm gonna guess Suva Beauty. Okay, so we've gone through my first round of guesses. Let's go back to those 2 palettes that I had some issues with. Okay, back to this first one. I have absolutely no idea. I think I'm still going to go with BH Cosmetics because I just cannot think of any other brand that like would be this color story. I mean, of course, other brands can do it, but like this just really looks like something BH Cosmetics would come out to me. So that's my final answer for that one, but I have no idea what like palette it would be. I just think it's BH Cosmetics. And then coming back to that little 9 pan that I had issues with, I feel like, I don't know, I feel like this one looks so familiar, and I feel like it's on the tip of my tongue, but it's just not quite clicking. Now my gut is kind of telling me Visart, but I don't think that they create 9 pan palettes. I don't know, I think I'm gonna go with Lawless. It's something Lawless. And then back to number 6, I think I'm gonna go with Lawless again. I really have truly no idea on this palette. I will be so excited to see what the actual answer is. Alright, you guys, let's see what the palettes were. So, the first palette is Florence by Mills 16 Wishes palette. This is a brand that I really have not paid any attention to. The palette, the color story is really pretty. Nothing that I want to run out and purchase, but maybe something that I would like to pare down a little bit and maybe recreate with my singles. Yeah, I don't think I would have gotten that one. That one was really, really good, very sneaky. And number 2 palette was Muerte, just as I had guessed. The third palette was the ColourPop Stone Cold Fox palette, so also a correct one. The fourth palette was the BH Cosmetics Sweet Shop Cotton Candy palette. I just had a feeling about that palette, like if it wasn't ColourPop, it was BH Cosmetics. And now, like staring at that palette, I like low-key kind of want it, so I'm a little sad about that. The next palette was the ColourPop So Much Fun palette. Oh, the Hello Kitty collab. I feel like now that I see it, I'm like, duh. This color story is so like soft and feminine, very Hello Kitty, very much something that ColourPop would create in a collaboration. Oh my gosh. Number 6, the super neutral one that I was like, it's from Lawless. It was the Too Faced Gingerbread Spice palette. I should have known. I feel like Too Faced comes out with this palette like every single year for holiday, and I've seen it about 12 billion times. I've almost bought it at least 4 times. Not this year, but like in past years. So I'm really kicking myself for not getting that one. The 7th palette was ABH Norvina Volume 2, as I guessed. I also got number 8 right, which was Anastasia Beverly Hills Sultry, along with number 9, which was the ABH Norvina Mini Pro Pigment 2 palette. Oh, and number 10 was the Juvia's Place Warrior 3 palette. Oh my goodness. yeah, I don't think I would have gotten that. I kind of forgot that palette existed. But I think that's gonna wrap up today's video. Please, 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 if you guys played this along with me, let me know down in the comments how you did. Did you get all the palettes right? Were you like shouting the answers at me through the screen? I would love to know down below. And please don't forget to check out the beauty reviewers video down below. I will have it linked, and definitely go check out her other videos on her channel. As I said, she does lots of low-buy content just like I do. So if you enjoy my videos, there's a good chance you'll enjoy hers as well. But I think that's gonna wrap it up for me today. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye.